Shalom, call Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rachakodash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sister Akim out there that pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, with charity. This is your brother Ash Bahakah from the Great Millstone Miami Camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushai. Lord willing, is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. I have an article that I want to go into real quick. Lord willing, it's pretty brief. This is from OregonLive.com, and it reads: Portland police officers guarding Fred Meyer being a grocery chain. All right, Portland police officers guarding Fred Meyer dumpsters as residents seek discarded food. You see? There you go. These are the times that we're living in. And basically what happened, okay, as you can read in the caption of this photograph, it says Portlanders forage in large dumpsters full of perishable food after Fred Meyer tossed the food due to losing electricity. All right, you see all that food? They had some type of winter storm and the power went out. So they just threw all the food out. You see how much food that is? Okay? And on top of that, you got police officers guarding the food, arresting anybody who tries to come and get the food. That's the type of society that we're living in. That's the type of things that's going on in Babylon the Great, the so-called United States of America. This is clear proof that we are at the end of this man's society. Okay, first off, you got this store throwing out all his food. Okay, because the power went out. Okay, that's one thing, right? But on top of that, you got the police guarding the food, arresting anybody who tries to steal it. But the worst part is, you got people that actually want it. That's the biggest sign that we're at the end, man. These people are going into the dumpster to get food. How bad of a condition of living they have to be to do this. And if you look at these people, they don't look like people, like homeless people or bums. Look, they got some more images. You see, look at all that food, man. See? And the food really doesn't even look that bad. And when you think about it, it's a winter storm. So the food is freezing cold outside. How bad can the food really get? Let's go into this article a little bit. Roughly a dozen Portland police officers faced off with a small group at a Northeast Portland Fred Meyer on Tuesday after the people tried to take food that had been thrown away. Workers at the Hollywood West Fred Meyer threw away thousands of perishable items because the store, like many others, had lost power in the outage brought on by the region's winter storm. So it's a winter storm going out, so it's not like it's 90 degrees outside. Okay, it's one thing if they want to throw the food away, but you're telling me you're going to arrest somebody for you're going to claim somebody's stealing food that's meant to be thrown away? That's wicked. That's unrighteous. What type of kingdom are we living in? You see, images on social media show mountains of packaged meat, cheese, and juice, as well as whole turkeys and racks of ribs, which, that's off, unless they're beef ribs, that have been tossed into two large dumpsters near the store. And And I got some more images. All right. You see that? A lot of food, man. This shows you that we at the end of this man's society, man. Showing you also that they want to induce the rulers of this kingdom. They want to induce a famine, which the Bible prophesies of famine, but we know that it's going to be it's not going to be a natural famine. The elites are going to restrict the food. That's why you have Kill Bill Gates of Hell buying up all. He's now the #1 farmland owner in the United States of America. He owns more farmland than anybody in this country. Why is that? And he's also telling people that we have to stop eating meat and eat fake meat, developing fake meat. What's that all about? You see these police officers, man, they standing outside to stop people from going in the dumpster. Let's read a little bit of this article and we're gonna go straight to the scriptures, man. All right. Let's read a little bit more. It says a few people gathered about 2:30 p.m. at the store. This must have been right after, in hopes of salvaging the food. But within a few hours, people seeking food from the dumpsters began to report police officers showing up to guard the dumpsters and prevent people from taking the items. See? So first the employees try to stop them, then the police, man. And we don't gotta read this article. This is a major sign of the end times. So let's get into the scriptures. This is first off, I want to get this is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. You're saying you stopping somebody from going in a dumpster to eat food, okay, which the scripture tell you you're not supposed to despise. The scripture tell you not to despise one who stealeth, you know, because of the hunger of his soul, roughly paraphrasing. But what they're doing is not even stealing. The food is meant to be thrown away. So whose business? Who cares? Why do you care if they, obviously the people they knowing that they may be taking the risk of eating some maybe spoiled, but they're at the point where that's what they have to do. You see, there's no mercy in this society. That's an unrighteous decree. That's grievousness to these people. The people starving. How would you feel if you're starving and you see people just throwing out food and you try to get some and you they say if you touch this food you going to jail. That's crazy, man. Verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Okay, and the Lord's peoples are the Israelites. And I'm pretty sure you probably had, you know, at least maybe one or two out of the group of maybe Israelites, Israelite or two, maybe. Who knows? Probably had a mixed multitude of people. You see, but even going back to the law, the Lord had a welfare system set up for poor and hungry people. Okay? This is in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, meaning if you growing crops, whatever you growing, your food, and it's harvest time, and you're reaping what you have sown, whether it be you know, fruit, vegetables, you know, whatever, grapes. Okay, it says, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Okay, meaning you're not supposed to take all the food for yourself. You're not supposed to pick everything off. You know, you're not supposed to harvest everything. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Let's go into this word gleaning. It says laquat. Laquat. It says gleaning. It just says the gleaning. Okay. Thought it would have more. Oh, actually has a root word. Let's go into the root word. It says to pick up, gather, glean, gather up, to collect, glean, properly to pick up. So basically, oh, you see, to collect anything lying on the ground. Things lying on the ground. And that's spiritual, man, because a lot of the times the fruit that fall already on the ground is overripe. It's already ripe. It's been sitting there. It may have a couple bugs on it. It's not really the best of the fruit. The best of the fruit, you want to get it right before it falls down. So you can liken that unto this food that they threw out. It's on the ground. It's outside. It's on the floor. That food, that was the gleaning, in a sense. But it says, neither shalt thou gather any. I'll start over from the top. It says, Leviticus 23 and 22. And when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Gleaning, it said that which lieth on the floor. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am Yahweh, your power. You see? So the Lord, that's a statute, that's a law that the Lord gave us for anyone, that's harvesting food. That which fall on the floor, that last little bit, you're supposed to leave that on the ground. You're supposed to leave that there. You're not supposed to try to get every little thing. You're supposed to leave you're supposed to leave a certain percentage for the poor, for those that don't have no money to buy food. And what's on the floor, that's not the best anyway. That's not the best food. That's not the choice pick. You see, just like this food that they threw out, you see, that's like glean. That's the gleaning. But instead of following this scripture, which here in this country, they make you swearing on the Bible. They say that the Bible is the law of the land. Well, what about this scripture right here? You see, this place is totally hypocritical. It's totally wicked, and they don't follow none of the laws of the Bible, yet they break every single one of them. You see, and we're in the midst of this so-called pandemic and everything. So what's the real reason why what's wrong with this? Showing you that they want people to starve. They want people to go hungry. They want a famine to come, which is all biblical prophecy, because a famine is coming. You see? It's a lot of things going on in the earth. And this is how Esau is, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 8. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the Dan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him the time that I will visit him. Right, the Lord is getting ready to visit the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Especially the so-called American Edomite. Right, verse 9. If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? Right? Going back to the law we just read in Leviticus. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave gleaning grapes? Going back to the law, meaning that's something very light to do. You know, that's not a grievous law at all. If you do that, that just means you overly greedy, overly wicked. And they're not even gathering for themselves. They throwing it away, yet they telling other people they can't have it. So it's not even being greedy. It's just being wicked. It's being nasty, man. There's no justification for that whatsoever. If Jeremiah 49:9, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? You see, I have the emphasis on the some gleaning grapes. I mean, the italicized on the word, which is emphasis on that word some. You know, you can read it like that. Would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Okay? And this is also written in Obadiah. Let's get into Obadiah because I like the way it's written in Obadiah. Obadiah, all right? In verse 5, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? Right, if a thief come breaking in your house, they're not going to take everything in your house. They're not going to, you know, they're going to go straight to the bedroom, going to the dressers, going to your closet, see where your most precious things at. Or they take the TV off the wall, maybe. They're going to look for the most expensive things and get out of there as quick as they can before the cops show up or before you come back home. Right? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Right, going back to the law. Verse 6, how art the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? You see? So the Lord said that a regular thief, he just going to steal, you know, the quickest things he can get his hands on and get out of there. But Esau's not like that. He's going to come in your house, take every little thing, or take your pictures off the wall. You know, he's going to take your underwear, your dirty socks, stuff that he wouldn't, you know, a regular thief wouldn't even think about taking. He's going to take it. Why? Because he's the devil. You see, back in Jeremiah 49:10, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Right. That's why this truth is exposing him on a high level. And because of his actions bear witness against himself. This is clearly showing you that the so-called white man is Esau, Edom, just by reading the scripture right here. Who else would do something like that other than the so-called white man? His seed is spoiled. Okay, his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay? So the whole family of Esau, Edom is getting ready to feel his judgment. You see, Esau he going to take the gleaning grapes. That's why the scriptures tell you that, going to the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. All right, this is talking about the so-called white man, starting with his elite, starting with his so-called Illuminati, the rulers of the world. They think about evil all night, and in the morning they do it. Why? Because they have the power to do it. Because they have rulership of the planet right now. You see verse 2, and they covet fields, which are lands, different countries, different nations. Why? Because they have certain natural resources, you know, maybe precious metals or different elements, lithium and diamonds and gold, you know, things of that nature, oil, you see, people, they can make as slaves. He covered these different lands just like he did North America, just like he did Africa, just like he did Europe, all over the world. right, and take them by violence. Is that not what he did? Is that not how he got the so-called United States of America? He coveted this land and took it by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, right? Esau, instead of, a thief, a regular thief would break in your house, take what he get, and get out. Esau will go in your house and try to take your house. You come home, he said, no, this is my house. You see? Even a man and his heritage. So Esau, he'll steal your whole heritage. He'll steal your whole culture. That's why they call them culture vultures. He'll take your identity and say that he's you. He'll just take your whole life, take your wife, take your children, and actually call himself by your name and won't feel no shame. See, this is a special kind of devil. Verse 3, therefore thus saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, meaning the whole nation. All you so-called white people, all of you, that lineage go back to Esau, Edom, Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. Okay? Because you're going to have some so-called white people who are actually Israelites. You're going to have some so-called white people that may even be other nations. You see, but if you're an Edomite, this is what's going to happen to you, okay? From which you shall not remove your necks, meaning you're not going to be able to slip out of this judgment. You're not going to be able to escape. Neither shall ye go haughtily, meaning proudly, for this time is evil, right? The Lord is getting ready to lay you devils desolate. Verse 4, in that day shall one take up a parable against you. They're going to laugh and joke against you and lament with a doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. Okay, therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast the cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord. You see, so all you devils, you not gonna, even after your 1,000 years of slavery is up, you're gonna be eradicated. While all the other nations can go and have their portion in the Lord's paradise, you devils, you're not gonna get no field. Since you wanted to take all the lands, since you wanted to take everybody, put them in slavery, okay, and just spread out just high level wickedness on the earth. When it's your turn, you gonna get it, man. You're going to get it. You see? So that's just something I wanted to go into real quick through the Spirit. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well to the next lesson. Shalom.